Hello and welcome. I'm Peggy. Today we have a special person and some special music. So I hope you'll take time to share with us. And I am so happy to welcome Emile Pandolfi. Now, Emile is known worldwide, but he claims Greenville, South Carolina as home. And he is a marvelous pianist. And I've known you for a long time, Emile, and
Yes.
it's so good to see you. And a little bit later on, he is going to play for us. But I just would like, you are here right now today because you're doing a concert Friday night
That's
at
right.
Bob Jones University,
Yes.
Rhoda Haver Auditorium.
Right.
And anybody can get a ticket and go.
Absolutely. Right.
So,
yeah, we'd love to see a full house. That'd be nice.
Yeah, and it's at 8 o'clock Friday night. And I wanted to be sure people knew. He just he's on his way next week to New York, but he stopped by to visit. And I thank you for taking
thank you for
the
having me
time.
here.
And I know you will have. What are you going to play Friday night?
On Friday night, I'm going to do some things from some Broadway, things like All I Ask of You, and I'm doing something from Les Mis, and I'll be doing some standards, some movie themes, things like that.
And so you do you specialize. I mean, you could play anything, but you specialize in music that will say, "Oh, I know that melody."
Yes, but also I love to play songs from musicals and other songs, standards that have wonderful lyrics, because even though I'm not doing the lyrics tell me how to express the song. I always have them going through my head when I play. And later on in this show, I'm going to play Unchained Melody, and I'm singing the lyrics while I'm playing it. You know,
Yeah.
It tells me how to make it connect, hopefully.
And you bring joy to every place you go.
Well,
Your music is magic. It is. And I'd like to just bring people up who may not know you. When did you start playing the piano?
Piano playing was something I always wanted to do, because I started taking lessons at 5 years old. But before that, I very distinctly remember my grandmother asking, "What are you going to do when you grow up?" And my saying to her, "I'm going to play the piano." That was just what I was going to do.
God gives certain people certain gifts, and you have used yours to bring joy to people.
Well,
really.
I've been incredibly fortunate that way. I've always done what I've loved to do. I've certainly had ups and downs, and had financial ups and downs. Most people do, but during all of those ups and all of those downs, I was doing something I absolutely love. Can't do nothing else.
Oh, well, we're going to find that out in a little while. But I wanted to talk to you about you. Well, you play all over the world, and you recently did something with the Prague.
Yes, it was called the City of Prague Philharmonic Orchestra in the Czech Republic, in Prague. Recorded an album of with that orchestra. We recorded an album of some of the great songs from the big musicals, and from some of the older ones like Sound of Music and West Side Story, but also Phantom of the Opera, of course.
But they never go out of style.
They never do.
And those melodies are known around the world.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was.
Yeah, I think. Yeah.
Well, are your albums things available?
Yeah, they're available in on any online store, Amazon, iTunes, for downloads
and
or
we do have
hard
a website
copies,
for Emile as
and
well.
in gift shops as well.
Yeah, and so you concertize pretty much all over, and a lot in the United States.
Yes, I'm going about 140 days out of the year and doing concerts here and there over the state. We played in Tulsa last couple months ago, and I'm going to Florida, to Palm Beach, and just up everywhere.
All right,
St.
now
Louis
I know
recently.
you're going to New York, something to do with Steinway.
Right.
You are a Steinway artist. What does that mean?
That means that Steinway has endorsed me as one of their. I love their pianos. And I don't play exclusively piano. I would like to play exclusively Steinway
well, I'm sorry
pianos.
we didn't have one today.
But I play that in a concert like at BJU, the Case Brothers Steinway people are providing a piano for me to play, even though they have lovely instruments there at Bob Jones. We're going to play a Steinway Concert Grand, because I love to play them, and I feel like I can express myself more on those. And Steinway chooses certain people and endorses them as a Steinway artist. It's kind of it's not a formal agreement. It's a when you need a Steinway, they will help you get one. And if you're in a town and you need to rehearse, they'll find a Steinway for you to practice on, things like that.
So you'll be in New York for a special occasion.
Yes, Steinway
next week.
dealership on 57th Street. I mean, their whole
Yeah,
home base is they're moving after 90 years, and they're having a special celebration for Steinway artists. So
Well,
I'll be going out there.
congratulations.
Yeah, that'll be great.
You've done so many concerts, so many different places, but your music is always top. You're an outstanding pianist. There's no question about it. And you do love to play all kinds of music, but the ones that you really, I guess you could say, specialize in, what are they, show tunes?
Show tunes and movie themes. They're big, passionate themes that you can kind of sink your teeth into. And the more gentle ones, like Somewhere in Time from that movie, or Charade from that movie, delicate, but they have, I guess what the thing is for me, I want a huge dynamic range. A whole lot of popular music stays at one level. And I like in classical music, you get this dynamic range.
Well, do you do your own arranging? Your
Yes.
own, okay, and I know you do compose as well, don't you?
But yes, I have. That has never been my forte.
But you have
I'm
composed.
doing now. I've written about 20 or 30 songs now, but
Just 20 or 30, just nothing, you know. And I have to tell people, we have to tell people, you are the proud grandfather of twin boys.
That's right.
What are they,
They're 9 months old now.
Oh.
Yeah, and they live in Charleston with my daughter.
So that's another blessing.
Yes. Yeah, that was quite a surprise. My daughter happens to be 5 feet tall, and these boys were 6 pounds each when they were born. so she's a real trooper. So she couldn't be more thrilled than she is, of course.
Now I want to ask you, you bring music wherever you go, and how important, what are your thoughts on the arts and young people and school age kids?
My dear fervent wish is that they would take the arts out of a special category and just put them as part of the curriculum.
Like,
you know,
like
math,
and science.
And because, for example, I had to take science and math. I was terrible at it, but I had to take it. Somebody else would be terrible at music, but they should have to take it. It's, you know, just take a little art, a little music, because it rounds out your life. It brings all the beauty in your life. You know, everywhere we go, there's what you wear, what you see, how you decorate your home, what art you want on the walls, what music you want to listen to. If you don't have a source to choose from, you know, by not knowing the great literature or the great artists or the great music, I think you're just very limited, and you get what the media presents to you instead of making your own choices. So I really think it just ought to be a part of a curriculum. Then you wouldn't cut funding for it. They don't cut funding for math.
When there is tight money in the schools, it always seems to me that the arts are the first thing to pull back.
And yet all those people making those decisions, everywhere they go, they're turning on their radio, they're listening to music, they're whatever their choice is. They have art, they have art all around them, because even when you go to a grocery store, you hear music, and somebody designed the store so it would look appealing to the consumer. So it's everywhere. Art is it's everywhere. What the furniture we're sitting on and the clothes we're wearing is so I'm surprised that it's not looked at as just a part of life that is absolutely necessary. It shouldn't be put over here to be, oh, it's so special.
And some people like you starting at 5 years of age. Most children, you know, don't have a God-given gift to be a concert pianist, but to have some knowledge of music, of painting, it adds to your whole life.
It really does. Also, I have never in my life run across, when I talk to people and they say, oh, I took some lessons when I was little, but I didn't practice. I wish my mom had. No one ever says, boy, am I glad I didn't practice. They all say, I wish I had. I wish I had more music. If you introduce it to almost any kid, like our little baby's going to go to kinder music and shake rattles and things, they just automatically like it. It's just a part of life. That's why puzzles me that it's put in a, once you put it in a box and it's a special place, only the special kids do have talent.
Yeah, art.
Then you can take it away. So I just wish it were part of every day.
Well, maybe we'll get to that one of these days in our public schools. And they're trying. I really believe they are.
I believe individual teachers absolutely are, and I think they have a lot of red tape to deal with at a governmental level that makes it difficult.
And you enjoy traveling, obviously.
I love it.
To go to all these different places. And the concert that you're doing Friday night at Bob Jones University, right on the campus of Bob Jones, it has something to do with their radio station?
Yeah, they have. It's promoting their radio station, which is an international internet station, and so it's listened to all over the world. But they play music that they feel that their students can study by. So it's relaxing music. It's not it's not a lot of hard rhythm and so forth. And they're it is as I say, they play my music a great deal. And I guess
well,
it feels
that's a compliment to
comfortable.
you, isn't it?
It is. But
it's called BJU IQ.
Yeah, IQ for
radio.
IQ.
BJU IQ Radio.
WBJU.
And they think that having music while they study, well, they're young people, is an
that helps
advantage.
them to concentrate. You know, it's the kind of music, they play all instrumental music, so it's not lyrics that you're listening to. It doesn't take your attention. You can have it on the background, and yet you can, if you choose to listen to it in a concert situation, of course you can. But it's, I think it's a great idea because it kind of gives you a sense of peace and calm, and your attention can be focused on what you're doing.
And heaven knows we all need a little peace and calm in this crazy world. And I don't know if this is true or not, but I once had an authority on children, a psychologist, say to me that if you have a tiny child or a young, like your twins, if you play classical music, especially Mozart, it soothes the children.
Do you know, we have done that from the day they were born. Like I gave my daughter a whole catalog of music that I wanted her to play for them.
And they could listen to their grandfather.
Well, that too, but they had plenty of Mozart and Beethoven and Chopin. One of them really responds to Chopin. He just does, one of the two.
Well, it's worth a try if you have a crying child, okay? We're going to go to a quick break, and when we come back, Emile is going to play for us.